October in the Indianapolis area. And needless to say, it's a time of lots of colors, beautiful things going on, including driving around in a 1959 Cadillac. In this case today, our trip is actually to take it to the shop. It's the first time I've had it in the shop this year. Nothing really major going on, just I've had transmission fluid leak. I've actually had it repaired once before. It was the dipstick itself was, I can't remember if it had to be replaced or welded, but whatever it is, it seems to have sprung again. So just getting a constant drip. I've only actually had to put more fluid in it once, so it's not obviously a huge amount. But it's time to go ahead and get it done. I've got taken a day off on a Friday, so I figured I'd take a drive, look at some of the fall colors, see the old girl away, hopefully for just a few days. This should be. I've also got some kind of a vacuum leak going on, I think in the intake carb, I don't know. When you start it up first thing, the choke, it's rough. I actually have to give it gas to keep it going when you first start it. It could be one of several things. I've had that carb rebuilt 2 or 3 times now. Persistent problem was with the choke getting stuck, but this seems like it's something else. I can actually hear a whistle when you start it up, like a whistle or a moan. Boy, look at those colors. And so it's obviously losing vacuum somewhere. So I might see if they can take a look at that too. It's funny, when you get to be an old car guy, you kind of end up finding all the old car mechanics in town. Yeah, just usually through talking to other mechanics. Like, okay, you got electrical, you take it to this place. You got transmission, you take it to this place. You want an engine rebuild, you go to these guys. If you want upholstery, you go to these guys. So it's funny, I've sort of got all these relationships that of different people, alignment guys. And it's funny, like if you're an old car guy, particularly if you're an older fella, which I guess I qualify now, all the old car guys eventually find those particular guys. So it's like the referral system is pretty easy. Of, oh yeah, take it to precision alignment for all your alignment and front end stuff. Transmission, no, you got to take it to Ed. Just neat how that works. So anyway, I'm taking my transmission stuff to Ed Marshall. Redid the transmission on my Mustang years ago, and he did the first work on the. He was the very first person actually I took the Cadillac to. I had the transmission serviced, checked, and said it was actually in good shape. No big issues. Although I do have this naggy leak now, which he's fixed it once before, and I'm taking it to fix it again. We'll see if maybe he can do that vacuum leak too. But not sure what's next. Still so much to do on the Cadillac. I keep saying about my big list. I've gotten so many things done, but still, I'd like to get the brake booster rebuild. The last rebuild I did just never really worked. I get very little power assist with the brakes. And trying to decide if I should go for a modern dual reserve system, or what's been suggested to me is keep the original, but just use really high-end brake lines, stuff that's basically like indestructible, and actually just have that brake booster rebuild, because the guy who did it last time did not do a good job. And I got in touch with him and basically said, hey, this thing's not working, and he basically said, tough. He wasn't actually a mechanic himself with his own shop. He just came in for another guy and did the work there, and so nothing I could really do. It wasn't a ton of money, but well, I guess if you factor in the brake booster part and then his work, I guess it was a little bit of money. But And then after that, I've got some front end stuff on this car. I took it into a, just your corner tire and alignment place. And they came back with like, oh, you need this and this and this and this. It was basically like, everything, idler arm, pitman arm, all the bushings, sway bar, like basically you need the whole front end rebuilt. And I'm like, come on, I've driven a lot of cars, and I know what a car feels like to drive when the front end is shot. And nothing, and this car does not feel like that. It's got, the usual bit of slop you would expect from a 70, 60-year-old car, but overall, the steering and everything is pretty good. It angles off to the right just a bit, not much. There, we'll see if we can do a demo here. Since we're on, well, this road is beginning of winter is pretty chewed up. Yeah, you can see it's going off to the right pretty good there. Not horrible, but definitely so I need to get that done. Hopefully that's not going to actually be everything they say. That's about the list. Maybe the radio. That radio, the line from the antenna has been disconnected for a while now. The antenna, the power antenna, actually works. Not right now, actually, because that line is disconnected. But the radio will come, the lights will come on, but nothing's going on. So I don't know. Even though on my Mustang, if you've seen those videos, I don't have anything. I have a null space where the radio is supposed to be. I kind of like the idea of getting the radio working in this car, just because of that cool antenna going up and down, if nothing else. So that's still a pretty darn good list, which, it's October now. I've discovered I do not like to have the cars in the shop during the deep winter of December, January, February. So, that's probably enough that's going to take me through next spring, next summer at least. And who knows? So maybe, so I doubt I'm going to do I keep saying about the paint body, so I doubt I'm going to get to that in early 2021. Maybe end of 2021. It gets to be like Thanksgiving 2021, and I've got all that other stuff buttoned up. Got the money saved up. I can finally go ahead and say, yeah, well, let's get it into the shop, spend the winter in the shop, getting chrome and paint and body work done, and have a pretty car for 2022. Yeah, we'll see. One thing, if you've been watching this video series, is I've consigned myself to not worry about a timeline anymore. I go back to my first couple of videos like, oh, I'm going to have this all wrapped up by next year. We see how that worked out. This is coming up 5 years next month that I bought this car. I don't think I actually took possession until December or whatever it was of 2015. But you know what? Life goes at its own speed, and unless you've got tons of money, putting a old car back together on the road, it goes at its own speed too. So anyway, dropping the car off at the shop, and hopefully we'll be back on the road again soon. Thank you very much.